Welcome back to St. Barnabas Church, just off 91 Main Street in Falmouth for an exciting Meet the Coaches event. It's an off day for the Commodores, but not necessarily with this great event. We're joined by one of the coaches just being introduced now. It's Quinn Stromberg. Quinn, how's it going? Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It's a great day. Besides the rain, obviously, it was a nice off day, and we're looking forward to getting back on track tomorrow with a win at to it. So.
Sure.
And I know you're joining this coaching staff for your first year after coming over from Bourne. How's this experience been with the Commodores so far?
It's been great. This city, this town, it's unbelievable. It's a different experience here. A lot more fan base, better fan base, I should say. But, after last year, not a disappointing season for them. And, taking it to them a couple times, I'm on the flip side. And it's been great. And, we've taken it to Bourne twice now and hopefully a couple more times this year.
And how's that transition, too, been already spending one season in the Cape League? What has been kind of different for you now in year two?
A lot more leadership role that Salty's given me this time around. New guys, new faces. Obviously, it's awesome for me. And he's also let me kind of take a step in my direction as I'm going to be a grad assistant starting next year, starting in the fall. And I'm kind of taking forward with the hitters and fielders, so it's kind of something new that I didn't get really experienced last year.
So you were with Coach Saltalamacchia at Dorm Park with the Bourne Braves last season. He gets a job here in Falmouth. What were those early conversations like when he said, hey, let's go down the road in Cape and come to Falmouth?
That's a funny question. He actually, it was Game 3 of the championship. We had just lost to Harwich, which is unfortunate, but, maybe it's leading to a championship here. Yeah. But we were at this place trading posts just down the road, and he comes up to me, he's like, hey, we'll stay in touch. I might have a little insider information, and I was like, okay, whatever you say. And a couple weeks later, he gave me a call, and I accepted it right there on the spot. Wanted to come back up here. It's been great.
Well, planting the seeds right when the 2024 season ends. He's also a good guy to have in your back corner saying we want you back.
No doubt.
So you mentioned going to be a grad assistant. Walk us through what your next steps are and what you've learned under Saltalamacchia to make that possible.
So I just finished up at Auburn. I was a bullpen catcher there for 4 years, so a little bit of a different role, behind-the-scenes guy working with the pitchers. I'm heading over to Old Dominion University down in Norfolk, Virginia. That'll be my next stop. It'll be a 2-year grad assistant program. I'll be taking on with the infielders and the hitters as well as working with the other coaches and just kind of learning more about baseball as it comes. And obviously learning from a big leaguer is unbelievable. You don't really experience that every day. And it's been truly a blessing, and I've learned so much stuff. And having that, like you said, in my back pocket is always a great experience to have.
Awesome. Yeah, that's phenomenal stuff. Congratulations on that. I know you had an important part there with Auburn. How has it been different, kind of being in the bullpen every day with that group as a team that made it to the College World Series back in 2022? Now working more so with the infielders this year.
It's way different.
Yeah,
it's way different. Omaha was awesome, and 4 years there was awesome. But time has come, and it's time to take that next step. And my knees are happy, my thumb's happy, and obviously my arm's happy. So that's all good. But it's a learning curve, and I'm taking under his wing every day I get, and trying to move forward and continue to get better.
What was that kind of decision that put you into coaching? Was it something you discovered at Auburn, or maybe something a little bit earlier down the line?
So my dad was always my coach growing up. That has a lot to do with it. But it was actually last year. He bullied me a little bit my first year, which you get the rookie haze, all that, and it was all well worth it. But once I kind of got to know him and see how baseball works outside of just being a bullpen catcher and getting beaten up every day, I kind of fell in love with it. And obviously, it's a sport that gives back to the kids, and I want to be a part of that. So.
You mentioned being one of the guys as a player, now leading those guys as a coach. We hear so much from the outside about how fun of this group can be and how close they are together. You don't see that all the time in summer ball with guys coming in and leaving, but we see at first base the handshakes you do with the guys. Talk about this group and what makes this team so special this summer.
We just got some great leadership, starting with Micah and Adrian Lopez. Those guys are dudes, as we like to say. Dudes is great. It means that they're the guy. They can do it, and just guys look up to that. I mean, having 7 home runs or whatever Micah has now, it's unbelievable. But anyways, back to the handshakes. It started with Lopez. He wanted to do the. I can't say it on here, but there's a word that I'm not allowed to say, and I went with it, and so after that was back one of my first games, and since that, it's been like, hey, we got to do this at first, we got to do this, and I'm like, all right, I'll try to remember, and then they get to first, and my mind's not necessarily there, and I'm like, oh crap, I got to do it, so.
Do you have one with every guy?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do.
Who's the best guy at? Who's your favorite guy to do the handshake with?
I mean, Adrian Lopez
Is
is
he
hard.
started it?
Yeah, no, it's hard not.
The OG, right?
That's the number one. But Micah's got a good one. We do a little handshake and then the 3 sign. It's just kind of like 3 love to Yeah, we're really close, coming from Pittsburgh. So those are the top 2 I'd have to say. Ken Schmidt, I don't know if y'all ever seen that one.
Yeah, that was funny.
He always messes with me. And
The chest, right?
Yeah, with the chest, and I always have to go back at him because, it's what we do. So, But yeah, definitely probably Adrian Lopez. Got to stay with the number 1 guy. So,
I mean, even for a summer league team, this seems like a team that's much closer than guys who are just playing each other for a couple months before going back to their schools.
No doubt. I compare to Auburn after being there for 4 years. These guys, I feel like I'm back at Auburn, just being there every day. You go in there telling jokes, telling stories, and obviously, we gel together, and it helps having, like we always talk about it, a head skipper that had done it at the biggest level and let them just do their thing. So it's been great, and it's going to, hopefully we finish this thing off.
For sure.
How has your dynamic kind of changed from your time at Auburn to now being involved more so on the coaching side? Because I think you've done a good job of seeing both sides of it. How have you kind of used that learning experience to now take over that in coaching?
Yeah, it helps learning from the best. Obviously, every day in the SEC, it's they say it's the best conference out there, and it really is. But I tried to sit in hitter meetings, pitchers meetings, any opportunity I had to kind of grow at Auburn.
Yeah.
And I kind of translated that here, where I can talk to DFAB and Bo and Jack and Salty and TC and kind of just learn what they got and then learn what I have and put it together and work together, and it's obviously the best way to learn, and every day is an opportunity to learn, so that's why I take forward to it.
Yeah. With Quinn Stromberg, assistant coach for the Commodores. Quinn, last one for me. You've been with some really talented pieces at Auburn, especially that catcher's room. You got Ike Irish, who could be a top 10 pick. We saw Chase Fralick already in this Cape League. How is that adjustment? Again, you mentioned SEC, best of the best. Working with those guys now at Falmouth, how has that been talent to talent?
Everyone up here is as good or better than those guys. I mean, Ike Irish is a once-in-a-generation guy. He's probably going to be a top 10 pick here in the next week, Sunday?
Couple days.
Whatever,
whatever
it is.
Yeah, coming
Sunday.
up, a couple days.
But, it's just about unlocking that potential that they have. And as we've seen, Micah's really unlocked it this year or this summer. I mean, last half of the year into the summer. And hopefully he gets drafted, but I mean, for our sake, I hope he's around and he's helping us win a championship.
Could be another SEC guy.
Right. Yeah, he's going to Arkansas. I wanted him to go to Auburn, but he didn't really want to. So, but yeah, it's been great, and it's kind of a respect thing. They understand that I was around and have an opportunity to say what I've learned from Ike and Chase and guys inside Auburn, and I've been lucky enough to have someone, Richard Fitz. He pitches for the Red Sox, as I know a lot of people here. So and I actually ended up catching him a couple times, learned a lot of things from him. So, moving forward, that knowledge.
I'll throw you one last one. Your expectations for this team the rest of the year, what makes it that this team can go and win a championship?
Just the guys.
Yeah.
I love going to the park every day. I think every coach would say that. And I think we believe in these guys. They believe in us, and that's the key to success. And, we're going to go out there and give 9 hard innings every time we touch the field, and hopefully end up with some hardware and, party downtown Falmouth.
Sounds good.
Should be exciting to see these guys for another 19-plus games. Emphasis on the plus.
That's
no Commodores Assistant Coach Quinn Stromberg joining us on Meet the Coaches Night from St. Barnabas Church here at 91 Main Street in Falmouth. Quinn, thanks so much for joining us.